Welcome back to San Antonio Living. I always say that you're a life learner, and today we're going to learn why, because it looks like a lot of us have not learned what we need to learn, and I'm talking about how to draw up a budget. And we've got Brooklynn, Chandler, Willy, financial expert, and 2 out of 3 Americans don't know how to budget or simply don't do it.
Well, I think both. If you don't know how to budget, there's plenty out there. You could go to my website, texasfinancialadvisory.com, and I have a sheet there you could pull off. So I think sitting down and actually doing it, maybe it scares people or it's tough, you don't know where to start, or maybe you feel so overwhelmed that it's, you feel like there's not any hope to do this. But if you don't, diligently go over your budget every month, you're clearly going to go over your budget every month.
If you're one of those people who takes the bills and throws them in a drawer unopened, then today maybe you might want to change your ways. And really, the kids are going back to school, so it's time for adults to learn something new, a life lesson. And what's the first step to starting a budget?
Well, I think it's pulling your expenses on an average monthly basis, whether you just need to go back 1 month, pull it off the the web. A lot of banks now have your online banking, so you can see where your money's going. So we want to divide things up into 2 categories. One's fixed expenses. It's going to be the same thing every month, and then the variable expenses. All right, and the variable expenses tend to be your problem. And so that's where you want to rein things in and figure out how you can try and live within your means.
Because your fixed things are going to be like a mortgage or rent, your car payment, possibly gasoline, or maybe insurance would be more set. But then those ones that can vary,
entertainment,
back to school, going out to eat, all of that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people were shopping over the weekend because the malls were crazy busy. You also say you need to determine your exact monthly income.
Yeah, so a lot of people, whether they're paid differently every week or they're on commission, they don't know exactly what they make. So you want to go back and do kind of an average of what your steady base of income is. I typically work with pre-retirees and retirees, and unless we know your budget, it's hard to set up your income plan in retirement. So if you've already been doing that while you're working, it's so easy to transition over into retirement, and you have that confidence that you won't outspend your income or your money.
I think it's very difficult for people who are on commission to really figure out exactly, okay, what is my monthly income? How do you determine that?
Well, like I said, go back and look at the average, and there's trends typically in a commission job. You're going to make more money maybe in different times of the year. So spread that out over the year and just know that's your base, and that's what that you're able to spend. But the other thing that surprises people are it's a fixed expense, but maybe it's your car insurance payment that's going to come due. Right, and it's going to renew, it's going to be higher, or your insurance premium on your medical, your health insurance. You get sick, and then it's that emergency. So having the savings aside helps you not to blow those budgets.
And you also say you need to create a list of monthly expenses.
Right. So we start with our basics, which you can't change, right? You have to pay the light bill, have to pay the water bill. But then have those expenses built in there for those emergencies. But the first expense is going to be paying yourself. Okay, you want to have a savings. You want to have a retirement savings and also short-term savings that's not going to be affected by the stock market. So, we tell our clients strive for 10% a month, and that may be a combination of the two, whether it's your 401k and your checking account, money market account that's going to be your savings.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, yeah, I'd love to pay myself first, but I'm going paycheck to paycheck. How do you do that?
You're going to have to sacrifice somewhere. And so by doing this, you'll start seeing kind of a ripple effect. And there'll be ways that you can cut money, like with shopping around for your home insurance, your car insurance, things that you can control. You have a choice in that. You can go out. Just because they tell you that's what you need to pay, go shop it. So try and save some money, put that aside. But the key is not getting caught in an emergency that you're stuck there and you have to go put it on a credit card and you're going to pay high interest rates, and then it's a vicious cycle.
And you said to put down all of your expenses, you divide them up in fixed and variable, and then compare your expenses to your income.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously you want your income to be more than your expenses.
And if it's not, what do you do?
Well, maybe a part-time job or stop spending money.
And that's sometimes what you have to do, is either add employment or
figure out where that habit is. But, be honest with yourself. If you think that it's going to be $25 to get your nails done, and it's really $100 because you threw in that pedicure or something, you've got to be realistic on how you're going to be spending your money, because otherwise the budget gets blown.
And I think if you write things down in black and white, it it's more of a reality, but if you are just adding it up in your head,
It's
sometimes
amazing, yeah.
you forget a few things
Yes,
here and there.
exactly.
And so what about for, we mentioned it's back to school time, and so many adults don't make budgets. How can parents pass along the gift of being financially savvy to their kids?
Well, I still think cash is king. So whenever you tell your child, here's your $20 and this is all you can spend, they're going to be really cognizant. So if they get in that habit, and also for yourself, you're going to the grocery store, you have $100 to spend. If you only bring $100 in the envelope, that's what you're going to spend. Versus the debit card that $131, and that just all adds up. So in the end, at the end of the month, you're going to look around and you're going to be out of income, but still have expenses.
Good place to start is to go to
the
your
website.
You've got a lot of great tips there. So go check out TexasFinancialAdvisory.com to get more information. You can also, of course, call Brooklyn. They're at 530-1292. And again, make a commitment to yourself to learn something new if you're not a budgeter yet.
Start planning for Christmas.